Good afternoon. My name is Michael Posner, and it is my very great pleasure this afternoon to present the Canadian Jewish Literary Award for Memoir to Mr. Howard Akler for his book Men of Action, published by Coach House Press. Compared to many other books that you might read that have been awarded here this afternoon, or many other books that you might read at any other time, Men of Action is a very short book, including its footnotes and its acknowledgments. It runs barely 125 pages. But among its many other virtues, it provides further evidence, if it were needed, that distinctive writing and wonderful literature are not synonymous with length. Howard's memoir is a kind of meditation or diary, if you will, a meditation principally on the illness and ultimate death, Oliva Sholem, of Howard's father Saul, a Toronto accountant. But his father's deteriorating condition becomes the jumping-off point for a series of explorations, if you will, about his father's essential character and identity, of course, but also about the nature of self itself, on the perplexing mystery of consciousness and what that is and how it operates, on the complicated and sometimes tenuous relationship between fathers and sons, and to some extent, it's a meditation on the act of writing itself. Men of Action, in the end, is a short but a very wise and a very touching book, constructed of delicate materials called words that have been carefully and lovingly, and I have no doubt painfully, crafted together. I commend the book to you all. Howard, to you, Mazel Tov, and congratulations. Please come forward and accept your certificate.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you to the jury and all of you for this. I really appreciate it. The book, as you would gather, is as much about my father as it is about me. So it's a short book, so I'll do a short reading to give you a little taste. Saul was never more gloriously present than when he spoke of the past. This dichotomy drew me in. His grasping recollections were in a vivid, modern voice. His stories from the 1940s and 50s landed black and white in my young ear. Of Gotkin, who wanted to blow up the subway, of Appleby, the womanizer and bookie. There was also the one about the car ride with the cop, an old neighborhood friend who carried a shotgun in the back seat. Someone pulled the trigger and blew a hole in the passenger door. I think it happened on Manning Avenue. I developed a nostalgia for his city, a pool room on Bellevue Avenue, a deli on Spadina. As a teenager, I biked down to Sunnyside Beach after he told me about the outdoor dance floor, the Sea Breeze, that used to be there. My first book is set in this era, on many of these same streets. I thought up Jews who were tough and glib, loose in a city new to skyscrapers, traffic woes, and mass media. Is it safe to say that my interest in Toronto history, a gleeful immersion in the quasi-illicit, began somewhere in his mind? Now, the thing about the book that was a bit of a struggle as my father's consciousness slipped away, I realized you could never really know what goes on inside another person's head, no matter how close you are. So I don't know what he would have made of this book, but I'll tell you what I do know is that he would have been thrilled and a little touched to know that he could share his story with all of you here today. Thank you very much.